At 7:17 a.m., a doorbell camera from a nearby home captured the sound of gunshots. You can hear 5 shots fired in just over a second in the distance.
Oh, is that a car?
Another video, which caught the sound of gunshots, is timestamped to 7:17 and 52 seconds. Then this surveillance video picks up 3 seconds later, showing Duran Guerrero's car entering the intersection and then slowly moving in circles. In another angle, you can see 2 federal agents standing outside the car, as one of them has his hand on the driver's side door, apparently trying to bring it to a stop. Behind the circling car are at least 2 federal law enforcement vehicles blocking the road with their lights flashing. They're in front of Duran Guerrero's apartment, indicating where the incident may have started. Duran Guerrero's car spins for over a minute, making 4.5 revolutions. Federal agents finally try to stop it with one of their unmarked vehicles, first appearing to strike the front left side and then pinning it from the side. In this photo, you can see 4 bullet holes in the car's windshield on the driver's side. 2 federal agents approach Duran Guerrero's door, one with his gun drawn. Upon reaching the door, he holsters it. They break the window and open the door from the inside. One of them pulls Duran Guerrero onto the street. He appears limp and his head hits the ground. Then officers appear to handcuff him. In other footage, one of the agents can be seen wearing a vest that indicates he's an ICE agent, the other a Border Patrol agent. 3 other agents, all wearing ICE vests, could also be seen around the car. Then, at 7:21 a.m., local police arrive on the scene as one ICE agent kneels over Duran Guerrero. By 7:23 a.m., about 6 minutes after the shots were fired, both local and federal officers are seen providing medical care to him. In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security said that ICE was conducting targeted surveillance of an illegal alien. Then it says an illegal alien departed the residence in a vehicle. Notably, they don't specify whether that is the same person they were targeting. DHS says that the vehicle attempted to flee the scene, and fearing for public safety, an officer discharged his weapon. The statement did not explain why the ICE officer thought the driver was a threat. U.S. Senator Angus King says DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullin told him Duran Guerrero was not the target of the operation. According to a neighbor, Duran Guerrero was a quiet and reserved person who had a wife and a 3-year-old daughter. He was authorized to work in the U.S. and had a social security number, according to the Maine Immigrant Rights Coalition. Aaron, what's missing from this incident, of course, is those body-worn cameras. These agents did not have that on their person, so we do not have that footage to have a clearer understanding of what happened during the shooting. However, a Homeland Security spokesperson now telling me that ICE arrest teams will have one person, one agent, who will be equipped with a body camera as they work on distributing these cameras to the rest of the agents. White House Border Czar Tom Homan telling our colleague Caitlin Collins that there is a timeline in place for these cameras, but did not share more details on when everyone will have one.
Pedimos ayuda para poder esclarecer los hechos y realmente pues que se haga justicia como tiene que ser, porque fue un dolor muy grande que está causando nuestra familia, ya que él es un muchacho juicioso, nunca se ha metido con nadie y allá tampoco, o sea, él simplemente era de su trabajo a la casa y de la casa a su trabajo, nada más, dedicado a su familia.
Exactly what we said back in January has come to pass. If you do not leave the state, these people are killers and they're gonna kill somebody. And yesterday morning, they executed Johann Sebastian Guerrero in the streets of Biddeford in front of his 3-year-old daughter. We knew that was going to happen, but it doesn't change the fact that it breaks our hearts that we are here today in solidarity with the Guerrero family to say you are not alone. But we're also here to say it must be the last person in Maine that ICE kills. There is no excuse from any elected official, from the Attorney General to the district attorneys to the state police to local law enforcement. These people are killers and they must leave our state now.
We know it could happen to anyone. Anyone who gets in their car, it shouldn't be afraid of the possibility that they'll be killed. And so people, especially if you, like myself, I have children, people that have children and imagine what this situation, how it could feel for a family. All over Maine, people are feeling this pain, especially in immigrant communities where there's been a lot of fear, a lot of threats, And this is a very strong community of support for immigrants and refugees. But at the moment, the federal immigration enforcement policies are forcing people to live in this fear that their lives could be threatened, their families could be separated senselessly, like happened yesterday in Biddeford.
Yeah, you didn't see the little chihuahua, right? Part chihuahua.
Stuart Valet said yesterday in Biddeford is this can't be the only day we're out in these streets. We have to be out in these streets every day, and we cannot get systemic change unless everyone steps up.
Still broke. I just got one thing to say.
This ICE facility has been here now for 6 years, and when it was still being constructed with this enormous gating to sort of keep private all the horror and the sounds of children and families crying at the time was some of the reasoning they said they needed this protective fencing. This is not consistent with the values of our community and the folks that I represent. So our feeling is that this has been a long time coming, and this is an organization that is absolutely out of control. They just yesterday, of course, they killed one of our neighbors here in our state, and that's completely inconsistent with our values. We want ICE out of our state. We want them defunded at the national level, and we want safety and peace for our communities and for fathers to know that they can be driving with their beloved wife and little baby daughter and know that they're safe on our streets, and ICE is making that impossible.
大家好，我是主播周玉琴。很多的朋友告诉我们，选择原版的太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，它添加有羽衣甘蓝，健康再加分。而有睡眠困扰的朋友们，赶快选择蓝色包装这一款晚安加强版，绝对是更有感。每日克菲尔，时刻美好 ，Good Feel Good， 请上快点购为健康下单，而且要记得输入推荐代码，有额外的折扣优惠。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌基础版、晚安加强版，新包装改版，内容不变，抽取更方便。要吃就吃最好的。